Representing your nation at the Olympics is a fantastic achievement, and for most athletes, that alone would be reason enough to celebrate. However, several of the fighters on this list also had great success in combat sports. We've chosen to examine 10 past Olympians who also had outstanding mixed martial arts careers in this episode. Number 8. Yoel Romero. Lombard isn't the only name to compete at the 2000 Olympics, as Cuba's Yoel Romero would win a silver medal in freestyle wrestling that same year. A highly decorated wrestler, Romero made his MMA debut in 2009 and had created enough buzz to make a jump into the UFC in 2013. The Soldier of God is considered by many to be one of the greatest competitors to never hold a UFC championship. Despite this, Romero earned notable wins over the likes of Lyoto Machida, J.K. Souza, Chris Weidman, and Luke Rockhold. He also had very close fights against Robert Whittaker and Israel Adesanya that could have frankly gone either way on the judges' scorecards. Number 7. Kayla Harrison. One of the most dominant female MMA fighters on the planet today, Kayla Harrison would compete in both the 2012 and 2016 Olympic Games, representing America in London, England, and Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, respectively. Not only did Harrison compete as an Olympian, she won gold medals back-to-back. Riding the momentum of her world-class performances as a judoka, Harrison burst onto the MMA scene by signing with PFL and hasn't looked back since. At the moment, she's sporting a perfect 12-0 record and has destroyed all of her competition to date, winning 5 via submission, 5 via TKO, and 2 lopsided decisions. Harrison won the 2019 PFL Women's Lightweight Championship and is considered the face of the company. If she keeps on her current trajectory, Harrison could very well move far up this list in future years. Number 6. Ben Askren. While newer fans may only recognize him as the guy that got slept by George Masvidal and Jake Paul, Ben Funky Askren had an exceptional combat sports career prior to those events. An accomplished grappler, Askren represented America in freestyle wrestling in the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, China. He would make his MMA debut the following year, finishing his first 4 opponents before signing with Bellator FC. Given his wrestling background, Askren leaned heavily on his grappling skills to earn several decision victories. In 2010, Askren won the Bellator welterweight title and defended it 4 times before entering one championship and winning their welterweight belt. He held an impressive undefeated record of 18-0-1 when he was part of a groundbreaking trade that sent him from ONE to the UFC in exchange for former flyweight champion Demetrius Johnson. Askren holds notable victories over Lyman Good, Douglas Lima, Andrei Koreshkov, Shinya Aoki, and a controversial submission win over Robbie Lawler. Number 5. Mark Coleman. Known as the godfather of ground and pound, Mark the Hammer Coleman represented America while competing in freestyle wrestling during the 1992 Olympics in Spain. Coleman would fail to make the team in 1996, so that same year he debuted in the UFC, and the rest is history. Coleman implemented his grappling strategy from the very start of his MMA career and became the inaugural UFC heavyweight champion by submitting Dan Severn in 1997. He would eventually lose the belt along with his next few fights before jumping to the rival Pride promotion, taking on stars such as Big Nog, Fyodor Emelianenko, and Mirko Cro Cop. Coleman would return to the UFC octagon to finish up his career, losing to Shogun Hua, defeating Stephen Bonner, then losing his retirement fight to Randy Couture. That said, nobody can ever take away Coleman's contributions to the sport, including being the first UFC heavyweight champion and laying the foundation for high-level wrestlers to transition into mixed martial arts. Number 4. Dan Henderson. As the first man to hold 2 titles simultaneously in a major MMA promotion, Dan Henderson first gained notoriety while representing America in Greco-Roman wrestling in the 1992 and 1996 Olympics. Following the 1996 Games, Hendo would start his MMA career the following year, going 9-0 with 2 UFC victories before signing with Pride. Henderson would go on to have a legendary run in Japan, with his first major title win coming via split decision over Murilo Bustamante for their welterweight belt. He later make history by knocking out Vanderlei Silva in their highly anticipated rematch to earn their middleweight belt before Pride was purchased by Zuffa and absorbed by the UFC. Henderson returned to the UFC as a dual-weight champion, but unfortunately lost back-to-back unification bouts against Rampage Jackson and Anderson Silva. He'd later go on to win the Strikeforce light heavyweight title before returning to the UFC once again. Hendo holds so many notable victories that it could be a video on its own. But some of the major names include Big Nog, Vitor Belfort, Vanderlei Silva, Rich Franklin, Michael Bisping, Fyodor Emelianenko, and Shogun Hua twice. He retired with an overall record of 32-15. Number 3. Ronda Rousey. Widely regarded as the woman who put female MMA on the map, Ronda Rousey was a highly successful judoka that represented America during the 2004 and 2008 Olympics in Athens, Greece, and Beijing, China. Her 2008 run was especially notable because Rousey became the first American woman to earn a bronze medal in judo. Following her Olympic success, she would enter the world of mixed martial arts, earning back-to-back wins before joining Strikeforce in 2011. While there, Rousey remained undefeated and even became the promotion's bantamweight champion following a submission win over Miesha Tate. Rousey had gained so much momentum during her Strikeforce run that it changed the mind of UFC President Dana White, who allowed women to fight in the promotion due to Rousey's star power. She was crowned the first ever UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion when Zuffa absorbed Strikeforce and would go on to defend her title 6 times. However, following consecutive losses to Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes, Ronda decided to leave the UFC and enter the world of professional wrestling, ending her combat sports career with a professional record of 12-2. Number 2. Henry Cejudo. As the only name on this list to ever hold both Olympic and UFC gold, Henry the Messenger Cejudo is regarded as one of the most decorated athletes in combat sports history. Cejudo was 21 years old when he represented America to win a gold medal in freestyle wrestling at the Beijing Olympics in 2008. He entered the sport of mixed martial arts in 2013 as a top prospect, winning 6 fights within a calendar year before signing with the UFC in 2014. Cejudo would go on to have plenty of success inside the octagon, with his only career blemishes being a TKO loss to Demetrius Johnson and dropping a split decision to Joseph Benavidez. However, Cejudo would eventually get his revenge by ending Johnson's legendary title run to become the new flyweight champion. He also went on to become the bantamweight champion as well, becoming the 4th fighter in UFC history to hold 2 titles simultaneously. After winning 2 UFC belts and an Olympic gold medal, Cejudo began referring to himself as Triple Champ, or Triple C for short. In total, he put together an outstanding record of 16-2, earning notable wins over Demetrius Johnson, TJ Dillashaw, and Dominic Cruz before abruptly retiring in May of 2020. Number 1. Daniel Cormier. Daniel D.C. Cormier represented America in freestyle wrestling during the 2004 Olympics in Athens, Greece. Although Cormier wouldn't win a gold as an Olympian, he would more than make up for it during his MMA career. DC entered the sport of mixed martial arts in 2009 as a part of the Strikeforce Challenger Series and would go on to win the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix tournament as an alternate. Shortly after, Cormier would enter the UFC and become an immediate force in the heavyweight and light heavyweight divisions. DC would get his first taste of UFC gold by defeating Anthony "Rumble" Johnson to win the vacant light heavyweight title. He would defend the title on multiple occasions before moving up a weight class to defeat Stike Miocic for the heavyweight crown, becoming a simultaneous 2-division champion in the process. Cormier holds notable victories over a murderer's row of opponents such as Stike Miocic, Josh Barnett, Frank Mir, Roy Nelson, Dan Henderson, Rumble Johnson twice, Alexander Gustafsson, Anderson Silva, and Derek Lewis. Although he dropped his final 2 fights in the Miocic trilogy, it's safe to say that Daniel Cormier had the best MMA career of any Olympian. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Apart from that, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.